Have you ever been in that meeting where the first decent idea on the table becomes the only idea? Or maybe you're working alone and you just feel that creative well run completely dry. Yeah, we've all been there. But here's the thing. That block isn't a lack of creativity. It's actually a flaw in how we're taught to search for solutions. The reason great ideas feel so rare isn't because you lack creativity. It's because you stop searching way too soon. So today, I'm going to show you a 3-minute mental framework that will literally force your brain to generate 10 high-quality solutions for any problem you throw at it. Now, this isn't some kind of magic trick. It's a structured system, and it's designed to override your brain's lazy default settings and unlock the flood of ideas that are already in there. And this gets to the very heart of the paradox we're going to tear apart today. You know, we're taught that creativity is supposed to be this neat, tidy aha moment, like a bolt of lightning from a clear blue sky. But the real truth? Revolutionary solutions are born from volume. They're born from intentional chaos. True creative mastery is not about waiting for the perfect idea to strike. It's about disciplined, high-volume production. It's about creating a massive storm of ideas so you can find the lightning inside of it. All right, here's our game plan. We're going to kick things off with that creativity paradox. Then we'll diagnose the brain's default trap. After that, we dive into the 3-minute solution protocol. We'll look at the psychology that makes it tick, and I'll give you a precise action plan. We'll wrap by totally reframing how you see innovation, leaving you with a system you can use again and again. First things first, we need to understand the enemy. And the enemy isn't out there somewhere. It's right between your ears. It's a predictable cognitive pattern that's hardwired into our brains. Now, this is not a personal flaw. It's not a sign that you're not a creative person. It's just how the machine is built. And the great news is, once you know how it works, you can learn to bypass it. The technical term for this trap is cognitive fixation. It's simply the brain's tendency to lock on to the very first workable solution it finds. Just think about it for a second. Let's say you're trying to figure out how to increase sales. The first idea that pops up is, let's run a discount. It's feasible, it's familiar, so your brain grabs onto it like a life raft, and the search for more creative, more powerful solutions just stops dead in its tracks. This is the invisible wall that blocks real innovation. So why does our brain do this? Well, it all comes down to a fundamental human need for closure. See, an open problem creates this mental tension. It's like an itch that your brain is desperate to scratch. Finding an answer, really any answer, gives it relief. It closes the loop. And the effect of this rush for closure? We settle. We grab the first good enough solution, which is almost always the most predictable, the most average, and the least revolutionary one. We are literally optimizing for comfort, not for brilliance. And this is the critical insight I want you to take away. You cannot think your way out of a thinking trap. Just trying to be more creative is like telling yourself to be taller. It just doesn't work. The only way to beat cognitive fixation is to break the structure of your thinking itself. You need an external system, a protocol that forces your brain off its well-worn path and into brand new territory. And that is exactly what we are about to build. Okay, let's get into the playbook. This is the core framework, the engine that's going to drive you from that one predictable idea to 10 or even more innovative possibilities. And notice the words here: protocol, framework. This isn't some fluffy art class exercise. This is a strategic mental workout. It's designed for one thing and one thing only: to generate a high volume of raw ideas. So the protocol has 3 distinct phases. First is what we call the capture and deferral phase. This is a 3-minute all-out sprint to get ideas down with absolutely zero judgment. Second, we use forced association and other mental catalysts to spark brand new ideas. And finally, we get to the Convergent Audit, where we apply some structured filters to pick the winners. The magic is in that sequence. You have to understand, you cannot edit and create at the same time. Okay, I want you to lean in for this, because this is the absolute cornerstone of the entire system, the deferral rule. This is non-negotiable. For 3 minutes, your brain's editor, that little voice in your head that says, that's stupid, or we already tried that, or that'll never work, that voice is officially silenced. Its job is forbidden. Your only goal is volume. Good ideas, bad ideas, impossible ideas, they all go down on the page. Why? Because this rule intentionally bypasses the brain's critical filter, which is what causes us to stop too early. You're giving yourself permission to be messy, to be wild, and that is where breakthroughs live. So we know what to do. Now let's pop the hood and talk about why this protocol is so ridiculously effective. This isn't just a random collection of tricks. It's a system that's designed to work with your brain's natural hardwiring, not against it. We're going to get into the cognitive science that makes this whole thing hum. First and foremost, the deferral rule directly short-circuits your inner critic. Think about it. Every single time you judge an idea right as it's forming, there's a tiny emotional cost. A little flicker of fear, a twinge of self-doubt. This protocol removes that cost entirely. By making no judgment a hard and fast rule, you create a psychologically safe space for your brain to explore those high-risk, unconventional ideas, the very ones that are normally filtered out before they ever see the light of day. And that 3-minute time constraint? That's not random. It's a crucial part of the design. It's deliberately short to create just enough pressure to force your brain to switch gears. You move from your slow, deliberate, analytical System 2 thinking to your fast, intuitive, associative System 1 thinking. And System 1 doesn't care about logic. It just makes connections. It jumps from idea to idea like a pinball. This is the engine of volume. By forcing a reliance on System 1, you maximize the sheer number of ideas you can generate. And finally, this isn't just a one-off trick. This is a form of mental training. Think of it like taking your brain to the gym. Techniques like inversion, where you ask, how could we guarantee this fails? They're like weightlifting for your brain. They force it to break old patterns and forge new neural pathways. The scientific term is cognitive flexibility, the ability to switch between different ways of thinking. The more you run these drills, the better and faster your brain gets at solving problems across the board. Okay, theory is great, but results come from action. So let's get super practical. This is your step-by-step guide to executing the protocol right now. No more guesswork, no ambiguity. This is the drill. So go ahead, grab a pen and paper or open a blank document. We are about to turn this knowledge into a real skill. Here it is. Step 1 is the 3-minute chaos sprint. Let's use a common problem. How do we get more customers? You set a timer for 3 minutes and your pen does not stop moving. You have to obey the no judgment rules. So you write, run ads, lower prices, start a podcast, hire a blimp, give away free puppies, partner with NASA, start a TikTok dance challenge. It does not matter how absurd it sounds, you write it down. Okay, timer dings. That's step 2, the catalyst. Let's say you only have 7 ideas. To get to 10, you use a catalyst. Try inversion. How could we guarantee we lose all our customers? Well, terrible customer service. And that immediately sparks the opposite idea, a radical 24/7 customer delight team. See how that works? Now step 3, the structured audit. Now you can put your editor hat back on, review your full list, and score each idea on 2 simple metrics, feasibility and impact. Select your top 3, and this part is crucial. Immediately schedule the very first action step for your number 1 idea. This turns a fun creative exercise into real, tangible progress. And the key here is that number, 3. Just 3 minutes. That is a barrier to entry that is so ridiculously small, there's no excuse not to do it. It's literally less time than it takes to check your email. But in those 180 seconds of focused chaos, you can generate more raw material for a breakthrough than you can in an hour-long, unstructured brainstorming meeting. I guarantee it. And that brings us to our target, 10. 10 is your minimum viable output. Why 10? Well, because your first 3 ideas are always going to be the most obvious ones. Ideas 4 through 7, that's where things start to get a little more interesting. But ideas 8, 9, and 10, that's often where the truly strange, the unconventional, and the revolutionary solutions are hiding. Forcing yourself to get to 10 pushes you past your comfort zone, past cognitive fixation, and right into the territory of genuine innovation. So finally, let's just crystallize the single biggest lesson here. This protocol, it's more than just a tool. It represents a fundamental shift in how you should view creativity itself. It's about moving away from this myth of the lone genius waiting for inspiration and toward the reality of a disciplined, repeatable system. I want you to burn this into your brain. Innovation is not a stroke of genius, it is a high-volume process. So stop waiting for the perfect idea, stop settling for the first good idea, and start building systems that generate breakthrough solutions on demand, because quality is a byproduct of quantity. So, to wrap up this masterclass, remember that the Divergent Thinking Protocol solves that critical problem of cognitive fixation and premature convergence. And why this matters so much is that it gives you a systematic, repeatable way to generate revolutionary solutions in just minutes. The deferral rule and the inversion framework are the keys. They work by bypassing your inner critic and literally strengthening your cognitive flexibility over time. And that brings us to the final empowering reminder. Productivity isn't about doing more, it's about mastering systems that make focus effortless. So the only question left is, what problem will you solve with your first 3-minute chaos sprint?